Today we're picking the winner for the VR4. Tyler Wallace 16, you just won the VR4, baby!
What's up, guys? We've made some changes to the VIP program.
That's right, guys. Every $5 you spend in Throtl.com, whether it is buying merchandise or buying car parts, it'll get you 1 entry. But if you're a VIP member, it'll get you 3 entries for every $5 you spend.
You no longer have to be a VIP member to win these cars that we're building. So do yourselves a favor, head on over to Throtl.com, pick up some parts or some swag, get your VIP memberships in. We want to see you behind the wheel of this sick car. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Throtl channel on YouTube. We're just here working on a 240Sx. I got my homeboy Rickie with me today. What's up? And as you guys saw in the previous video, we started to get the Rocket Bunny kit fitted on our 240. It is black gel coat currently, and the car is still wrapped in vinyl yellow. Looks pretty cool, I think. As you can see, we still have a bunch of cutting to do. You can still see the yellow underneath the black. That's all got to go away. And Rickie, it looks like you're taking off one wing and putting on another.
Correct. Taking off a Rocket Bunny style wing and putting an actual Rocket Bunny.
I gotta say, they actually did a pretty good job copying the Rocket Bunny.
No, they really did, actually.
You guys can see a side-by-side comparo here. They're actually pretty similar. I think the difference is going to be this one is fiberglass and hollow underneath, and I'm pretty sure this one's urethane and not hollow underneath. Yeah. So when this was mounted originally, it was mounted with rivets, and Rickie is now using a, I don't know, what is that thing? Christmas tree bit, step bit, to remove the old wing. I'd love to show them, but so basically the center of the rivet is sticking up, which means you can't drill it out. So we decided a center punch would be the right tool. We'll actually probably give it to someone, maybe Eric.
Yeah. Let's put it on my Starlet.
Yeah, let's just keep it around here and see what we can put it on.
Put it on Starlet.
All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get started getting this kit final mounted and all the cutting done today. So the kit should be basically ready to be applied to the car once it's back from paint.
The next day.
And we're back with some more 240Sx content for you guys. Yesterday I got the body kit mounted up with Rickie and the wing mounted up with Rickie. Oh, what? Oh, hey Rickie.
What's up?
So, we're gonna go ahead and cut this thing up today. We did the minor cutting underneath the front fenders.
Did you notice that somebody took the wrap, the wrap out?
Somebody decided they didn't like the wrap on this car, so the yellow is now gone for the most part.
Kind of.
Except for in the
This was not me. You would think this is Rickie Styles, but this was not me. I don't know who took this apart.
What's also awesome is the car is now frozen. It's an ice cube now.
I don't know who.
Actually, when they took the vinyl off, all of the clear coat from the car came off. So, good thing we're taking this in for a full paint job because it looks like crap now. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get these fenders started and cut so that Mr. Beckerman can weld them up tomorrow, or I might even weld them up tomorrow, we'll see.
I got JB weld.
We better get started. It's late and
I can JB weld.
I'm just gonna prep this for Evans. I'm just gonna start sanding down everything in this section. That way when Evans starts to weld, the paint's not in the way. done. Now Evan has a clean surface so he can start welding. So he's late. We're supposed to be home by now, but you know Mickey. So he's about to tackle the front fender, and then we're leaving, right? Then we're done. No answer. Wow.
Huh? No, don't worry.
Ah, stay here.
It's all right.
Hold on, Mickey's down for the count. Oh my God. Yep, he got poked. Got him.
The next day.
What's up, guys? Just a little special segment here. I'm over at JSP Fab in Vista, California. This is my buddy John's machine shop. John has a storied history. He's an ex-Formula D pro driver. He still wrenches on cars, but his main business now is machining parts for larger companies that make, man, that's a fast Porsche. Machining small little detailed parts and parts for manufacturing. So he's sort of gotten away from building cars. He does his own private projects now and just for fun, but his main business is machining. Well, he's always said if I ever wanted to tinker with something to let him know, he'd be down to help me out. So there's this one thing on the bad apple that's been bothering me. So I figured I'd give John a call, see if he could help me out. And he said, hell yes, go buy a chunk of aluminum, let's do this. So let me go inside and show you guys what we're about to do today. So it's gonna be a little noisy in here throughout this video. John is running a complete machine shop in here with lots of loud tools and devices that he uses. A lot of remnants of John's previous past as a Formula D driver. Cool stickers. This one means a lot to me. I think even this one, I actually designed this sticker when I worked back at Falcon back in early 2000s. John's a diehard Corolla fanatic, so that's how he and I kind of hit it off when I was building my Corolla. John was a major help in that project. In fact, the car was actually built here in this shop with him, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, let's get to the task at hand here. I want to show you guys what we'll be working on today. This is my Elite upper intake manifold for my 13B REW. This is the stock throttle body. This is the Elite Rotary Shop plenum or spacer for the intake neck, because this upper plenum is much shorter than a factory 13B plenum. The normal 13B plenum would be exactly that much longer. So the runners are much longer on the stock intake manifold. This upgraded unit from Elite, which is proven to make horsepower and looks really cool, requires this part as well in order to put your intake neck outside of the oil filler cap, which would reside somewhere in this location here. So you have to put this piece in here and then this piece on here in order to make room for that filler neck. So what I didn't like about this was you've got this bolted to this, bolted to this, bolted to this. And to me that's really messy, and for something that's the focal point of the engine bay when you look in, a bunch of stuff bolted to a bunch of stuff is ugly. And so John came up with an idea to essentially make a new one of these, but with a flange on it. So it'll have this flange will be moved to here. We'll machine this out of a chunk of aluminum that looks like this. It's a massive chunk of aluminum, weighs 14 pounds. And then essentially we'll chop off this flange and weld this gritty elbow, and then that will then bolt to this part. So we're gonna go from 4 pieces bolted together to just 3. And then we've got something special planned for up here. I'm very gracious to Elite for supporting my project, but we're gonna machine this off, and we're actually gonna put the Bad Apple logo on here. Again, no disrespect to Elite, I love those guys over there, One of the cool parts that John actually started making is, I said, he's a 886 Corolla nut, and the cam covers are very dated on those cars and somewhat becoming hard to come by in the States. So John actually produced his own cam covers, which are really cool. He also comes with looks like a dash 10 fitting for the catch can. Very cool part, and that's John's dream car. F35 Ferrari. I hope he gets it, because I know if he gets it, it'll be twin turbo. That's what he does, makes badass. Did I mention John does still have a project car, and that's a TE27 Corolla. It is in a state of basically rebuild at this point. He purchased it as a running car, pulled it apart. If you guys know the history of John, you know that in Formula D he used to run this exact motor. This is an F20 out of an S2000 in his competition drift car. I'm pretty sure this motor is capable of 800 to 1,000 horsepower with the right turbo setup on it. This is going to be a badass setup. This is his own custom intake manifold using either a K24, K20, or F20C upper intake, I'm not sure. And he's gone ahead and made his own plenum for it. Custom upper mounts. This is an 886 subframe, 886 suspension components bolted into a TE27. All the little detail stuff is what makes me tick. So I guess to say I look up to John is a little bit of an understatement. I love what he does. I love what he builds his cars, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this TE27 on the streets. Hopefully he'll go rip around with us when it's done. But let's get back to building this part. Essentially what I just showed you was that's the kind of the tool path, or the way the machine's going to cut out the big chunk of aluminum. As I showed you earlier, it's going to start out, this is our chunk of aluminum, and it's going to turn into that basically. And then at this point we will weld this leading edge to the flange that, or I'm sorry, not to the flange, to where we're going to cut the flange off the gritty part, which is here. Our new part will weld onto here, we'll grind that down. Kind of a cool part. I'm excited to see it all finished up. So one neat thing about this process is all the different tools that are used to cut down the aluminum to the size and shape and dimensions that you desire. This is just 5 of the tools that are going to be used for the process, and John's telling me that there's probably another 2 or 3 that are going to be used as well. This thing is massive.
That's what she said.
My God. And razor sharp. Really be careful with these guys. Wow. So this stage is just to rough the size down to where we need it to get started on actually cutting the part out. So yeah, John just cutting that thing really slow, he says, and getting it to the shape that we need it so we can get started. Now you guys are starting to see the big picture. This will go away, and you can see the extra length here. That is basically the additional flange that's on the gritty part, and I'm a happy man. All right, so that's about where we're gonna stop for today. I've got to get back down to the shop. John and I still have a bit more work to do on this. We have to cut our flange off, do our welding, and that can't be done until I can actually get this sitting on top of the engine in the car, so we make sure that our HD clamp is actually lined up with where the intercooler piping needs to be. Pretty exciting stuff. I'm super happy with the way this turned out. Special shout out to John at JSP Fab for basically making me a custom one-off part, which is unheard of. If you guys are looking for any bits or odds and ends for your builds, check out jsvfab.com. They've got a bunch of unique things that pop up on the site for sale. Love his shift knobs. So if you guys are in the market for any of that type of stuff, radiator stays, oil caps, those type of things that are custom, jspfab.com. Also follow him on Instagram at jspfab. He's got a really cool page, so check him out. We'll see you guys next time.